All right, what's up, everyone? I'm back. I know it's been a while, but life happens. That's all I can say. Um, but nevertheless, you got to keep grinding. And so I'm back, and so we're going to get right back into it. Um, I'm going to basically piggy bank off a video I did a couple of months ago on b-boy and break dancing. All right. There are some guys who wants to redefine what break dancing or what a b-boy truly is. So the purpose of this video is to use some footage. I want to, pay a special thanks to my brother at Michael Wayne TV, formerly Michael Wayne TV, now The Culture. He said it would be fine if I use some of his material to make my presentation. So I want to thank him for that. So what this video is going to focus on, how the concept of breakdancing has become more affiliated with gymnastics and acrobatics. And what I want to remind the audience and those who are listening, that originally it wasn't about that. It was about intimidation. It was about, psyching someone out. It had different factors involved. It wasn't all about floor work. Some people, and I'm sure you guys know who I'm referring to, will try to suggest that you're not a real b-boy unless you're not doing significant amount of work on the floor. And so the purpose of this video is to provide information from individuals like DJ Faze, Trixie, and believe it or not, a surprise witness that he's a Puerto Rican. I'm going to feature him a little bit later in the presentation, and he's also going to agree with DJ Faze what the concept of a b-boy is and what breaking started out as. Now, the reason why this is important is because there are some people who want to move the dates from 74 to 75, but we know that b-boy culture started much earlier. Trixie lays that out, the timeline, starting in 71. And so while they may acknowledge Trixie, Sasa, and the twins, it's almost as if they had an asterisk to their name, according to them, meaning that they're not really b-boys. They're kind of like, honorary b-boys. But the true b-boys, according to them, are the Puerto Rican b-boys. So it's important to know your history and understand when you notice someone is trying to rewrite the history. Okay, so what I want to do is just play a series of clips. They're not in any specific order. I'm not going to try to interject. I'm just going to play them, and then we're going to talk about them. There might be sometimes I might want to say something, but I'm going to try to reserve my commentary to the end. All right, so with that being said, let's get started.
When you start the record, take a record like Shaft in Africa or Just Begun. Alright, that's a part of breaking.
Okay.
Alright, that's a part of breaking, and I can't wait until I get little Blackjack over here and show y'all on beat. Alright, on beat.
Okay.
That's a part of breaking, right?
Okay.
So now, doing that part, when the actual break comes, that's when it goes. And then and that's when you're on the floor. So the whole time, hold on.
Shout out to Parkchester. Where we
Shout
at,
out to
baby? We in
Parkchester.
Parkchester right now.
Shout out to Parkchester, getting ready to get something to eat.
Right.
The whole time that the dad was coming in, all right, we looking to catch our victim.
What do you mean?
Victim.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
And that's what
do you
a
mean?
real B-boy will tell you. The whole time the music is playing, we looking for our victim. We going to see our victim, which we get ready to rock when the break comes.
Okay.
All right? So when that break comes and we do in the back, we'll put our legs behind here and go down to the floor and do our shit. That's the break.
Okay.
That's the break.
Okay.
So when we up top doing that, that's breaking too. So now, if the other person, DJ, I'm not even gonna say his name, was consistently doing just the breaks and playing just the breaks, that means you go into the party on the floor. So you don't got you can't chance no girl, you get nothing. You on the floor. Because that's what the break is. So now, watch how they all have to revise that by saying that Mario wasn't playing, the breaks was letting the record play. Now they gotta revise that and say, because like, okay, so you go to a party and that's all they doing is dancing on the floor? What?
You got to know how to burn with it and then go break with it.
You just go straight to the floor because that's where the break comes. If that wasn't the case, there wouldn't be a breakdown.
There's 3 elements to the dance. Dancing, burning, because we never got rid of the burning. Dancing, burning, then breaking. Save the break for last. That's your...
I'm going to keep it real. We stopped breakdancing when Puerto Ricans came in and messed it up.
Dance when we think of breakdance now, the average person, the moves that we think of when we think of breakdance, I think they want to let it known that they did that. That's their moves. I think that's their whole thing. They want just credit for what they did.
Can I stop you for 1 second?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Right.
Because y'all should change the name.
Right. No, but see, there's another thing. Why? It's like I just think they want their attention or credit for adding to breakdance, transforming breakdance. You know, they took
Transforming it from what?
from what it was.
Okay,
right.
so there you go. So
they're not the original B-boys. They're not the original B-boys.
Right.
They came in the second or third wave, and they may have transformed it.
That's why we did it all that at our parties.
Okay.
Now, let me put it to you straight up. There wasn't no Puerto Ricans
Wasn't no Puerto Rican.
coming
Wow.
to the parties.
Okay. So it wasn't no Puerto Rican breakdances.
There wasn't no Puerto Rican.
Well, you say you started it.
I started, and I'm not Puerto Rican.
You're not Puerto Rican.
I'm not Puerto Rican.
Wow.
I am black and proud.
Okay.
Okay, my mama's from North Carolina, and my daddy's from South Carolina.
Okay.
We
Salute.
black,
Salute.
we Indian, we got the African, the genes and all that. Anyway, most of the dances anyway come from my city.
Okay.
And tap dancers, black. You know, ballet, black. Everything that they blind us with actually come from us.
Right.
We actually did a lot of things that our people really never got the recognition for.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Like they stole a lot of stuff from us. Our voices, our songs, a lot of things, and it's just coming out now. So y'all want to know the truth. No, Spanish Brothers was not breakdancing in the 70s. 71, 72, 73, 70. Matter of fact, they barely came to some of our parties.
Now, before I go on to my prize witness, let me just recap a couple of things. Now, you notice DJ Faze was talking about how you had to ride the rhythm, the beat. It was more focused on the beat. You know, it wasn't about the floor work. So my next witness, my Puerto Rican witness, he's going to testify what b-boying was, what the essence of b-boying was or is. I don't know if he still holds those same beliefs, But this was taken from, this particular interview was taken from the Style Wars documentary. And so let's get into it. There he is, Mr. Ken Swift. Now, you remember when DJ Faye was talking about go getting your victim? You know, getting ready to dog out your victim. He called that part of the B-boy culture. Listen how Ken Swift describes what B-boy culture is.
Get in front of people, but it's not built for stage. B-boying is, if I grab my dick to you and give you the dick, fuck you. That's not for the Olympics. That's not for Broadway. You know what I mean? That's my way of saying fuck you. You're on my block right now, or you're in my neighborhood, and you trying to act like you're nice on the floor like that. Boom, those things right there are not for, they're for here. People are scared of B-boying, man. People are always going to be afraid of that dance. It doesn't get the respect it deserves, and it probably never ever will. Looking at somebody else looking into what we're doing, the type of people doing it, what they're wearing, gestures they're making, the fire, the anger. That's part of the dance, man. Intimidation. Even if you're a punk, you're gonna go in there and try to make someone get scared, so they get shook. I mean, the moves, it's deep, it's heavy. Unless you're a b-boy, you can't understand some rhythmic patterns within movements and combinations if you don't do it. So most people look at it like, those kids are just really angry. They're just bouncing on their backs. They don't look at it as a dance, first of all. They never, everything they've been fed since the 80s, practically, dealt with feeding someone a physical feat that didn't have relation to music. If you look at every time, not with the documentaries, because they did it right. A lot of the films, commercials, dude eating a candy bar, spinning on his neck, drinking milk and doing something, they always related to one physical feat, which was either a head spin or a hand spin or something dynamic to watch visually. People seeing that will say, breakdancers are acrobats. They would never show a beat come on and the dude just ride the beat. And then when the horn section come out, wham, catch the horn section. They would never show someone making a connection with a song because that isn't dynamic. It's not exciting. But that's the essence of b-boy. That's the essential fundamentals to the dance. You gotta ride the music. If you're a b-boy, you're a break boy, you riding that break. If you're not on beat for the break, you're not doing what we do. I'm not gonna generalize. A lot of true art people love this dance and see that it has vocabulary and it defies the rules of a lot of different dances and ways that dance.
Let me stop it right there. Now you heard what he said. He said the essence of b-boying is riding the rhythm, dancing to the rhythm, dancing to the beat. He said all this stuff, even though he made up his own moves, doing all this floor work and everything, spinning and all that. He said that's not b-boying. That's not the essence of b-boying. You heard it out of his own mouth. Now, his opinion may change now, but you got to remember, when you're closer to the period when b-boy was really hot or breakdance was really hot, you're going to be truthful to the craft. So he described it as truthfully as he could. And he described it as riding the rhythm, just the way DJ Faze described it. Riding that song, riding that rhythm, riding that beat. It wasn't about the floor dance. It was about intimidation. It was about getting your victim. What's the brother's name? Pluto 7. The gentleman that, I'm going to leave his name. I'm not going to say his name. He had interviewed him. He said that floor work is not required to be a b-boy. And on that interview, this person agreed with him. But yet he continues to insist that you're not a real b-boy unless you do floor work. So he's not being honest. He's not being honorable. But see, I understand this is an attempt to discredit the earlier pioneers of the dance so that he could push Puerto Ricans at the forefront of breakdancing. But DJ Faye said, hey, if you think you did something new, call it something new. Give it a different name. But they won't do it. Why they won't do it? Let me tell you why they won't do it. Because it removes them from the history. If they got to call it something else, they can't say they were there in the beginning. So what they do, they keep the name, but then kind of shade the brothers who came before them. This is the game. This is the game. So when I said people like Sasha and Trixie and the twins, they recognize them, but they got an asterisk to their name because they weren't on the floor. They weren't on the floor for 90% of the time. They were dancing. So this is what we're dealing with. All right. Okay. That's pretty much it. That's all I really have to say today on that. Like I said, this was a follow-up on the B-Boy video I did a couple of months ago. There were some loose ends I wanted to tie up, so I decided to make a video on that. All right. So until the next time, be good.